Hey guys, before I do this review, I just want to say I have some huge news for this channel. The official website for Jaded Otakus is up right now. That's right, I got my own website. It's got things like written episode reviews, since I'm very close to blowing out my voice, opinionated news article things where I talk about recent news for anime and stuff, and even some posts about a blast from the past. I'm going to update frequently, so check it out. And hey, who's that? He's handsome. Well, with that said, if you've seen my last two videos, you'll know that my voice isn't feeling the greatest. That sounded weird. So like the Rumbo Garandal review, I also have a full written review for this week's episode of Sakugan that goes into more detail about the plot and the characters. Go check it out. Link is down below in the description. If not, that's cool. I'm still gonna cover a few things in this video, but it'll be shorter than usual. So Sakugan started off strong, but has slowly been stinking up the joint. And this week's episode continues this trend, which is a shame since there was a good idea here. It just wasn't paced properly, and they focused on all the wrong things. We're introduced to the last main party member in Sakugan, Yuri, who has the most normal name out of everyone in the show so far. Yuri is a hacker who leads the Yuri team in the colony Aryar. Aryar functions on the law of equality, where everyone gets a chance to live long and prosper. It's not really properly explained, but it seems that stupid people and others who are deemed useless don't get that chance. The whole idea for this colony is that it's a dystopia pretending to be a utopia, led by the prophet of Leto, Father Cornello. No, it's actually Trevi, but really they're the same character. Fat grinning con artist who led a town of blind followers. But in Sakugan's case, the town in question is barely developed. We only know it's a dystopia from what Yuri vaguely tells Gagumber and Memempu. And the things Yuri tells them is very hyper-specific to their own situation, and not about what disparities are in this town. It's said that Trevi, the leader of this colony, takes bribes and is withholding wealth in his vaults. But from the looks of things, this colony is very nice looking, with tons of rich people. The outcasts live in sewers, but again, it's never fully explained why they're outcasts. Yuri mentions that their main team are all orphans, and Yuri has robot hands, so I guess that makes them useless in the society? They also mention stealing bread and getting beat for it, as if to say that getting punished for a crime is a bad thing. I mean, sure, the flashback showed the crook cop going apeshit with his baton, but it's a cheap way to show this injustice without properly explaining it. Gagumber himself doesn't agree with Yuri and their methods of being a Robin Hood team. He says they're just causing trouble for themselves, and it's true. At no point is it ever fully explained why these people were never given those opportunities. And if they were, why didn't they succeed? I guess it's because they're stupid? But that's not what Yuri was blaming Trevi for. Their major gripe was that Trevi was withholding wealth from the outcasts and abandoning them. I don't know, it's just a mess, and I'm talking in circles trying to figure this out. Another thing that doesn't make sense is the orphanage. Yuri grew up in an orphanage after Trevi left them in one as a kid. They seem to suggest that this was terrible, but again, it never explains this. It never showed you that they got beat as a kid in there, or were malnourished. Yuri just hated growing up in the orphanage for some reason. I guess abandonment issues, but who knows, these are all just reaches, because the episode never bothered to explain. And then it gets even stranger when Trevi says on TV that he's closing all the orphanages, since it's not fair for the kids in a disadvantaged background competing with kids who aren't. Like, okay, that kinda makes sense. Get rid of the orphanages and make all kids equal. But then Yuri, who hates orphanages, suddenly goes crazy and wants to stop this. It's a complete mess, but my voice is giving up, so I'll end it here for the video review. I'll dive even deeper in my written review about all the flaws in this week's episode, which you can find in the description below. Thanks for the support. Love you. Bye.